end to a grim day. Mark Easton, BBC News.
A grim day indeed. I'm joined now by Tauhid Pasha, UK's head of office at IOM, the UN's migration agency. Thank you for being with us. The French President, Emmanuel Macron, has said tonight that 1,500 people smugglers have been arrested in northern France since the start of the year. He said border checks will be reinforced in the wake of this. And he's called for more financial support for Frontex. That's the agency protecting the EU's exterior border. Where do you think the problem first stems from?
Let's put the figures into context. There are more than 22 million refugees worldwide, 86 million people displaced. The numbers of people that are trying to cross into France and then onto the UK is a drop in the ocean compared to that. And the loss of life today is the single biggest loss of life this year and since our record started in 2014 as IOM. Globally, though, it's the scale is the extent of about 4,500 people dying. On each year, 45,000 people since 2014. So it's not just about ramping up the barriers and putting up the restrictions. What we need is a comprehensive international response, and we need cooperation on this. Last Wednesday, 75 people lost their lives crossing from a boat from Libya across the Mediterranean. That wasn't reported in the news as highly. Those lives shouldn't have been lost. We need that international cooperation. And one of the main answers to this is to increase the access to safe legal pathways. We need to give alternative options for people to be able to seek protection.
I want to come back to that point in a second, and the wider context is important, but clearly we've focused tonight on this route because what appears to have happened through the pandemic is that the other routes via lorry, via plane, closed down, and this became the default route, such that 25,000 people have attempted the crossing this year. So, as you say, it's going to need cooperation. It's going to need collaboration between the French and the British governments. And I'm not sure that collaboration is there at the moment because the politics between the two governments isn't that clever.
Again, this requires, it's not just about the two governments. This isn't just a channel issue. This is a global issue. I was talking about the Mediterranean, the deaths last week. People are dying in the Andaman Sea crossing as well in South Asia. So this requires an international comprehensive response. And one of those responses has to be to open up alternative, safer options.
But let me pick that up with you. If you're suggesting then that we turn it on its head and we open up places around Europe or on the African coast where people can apply safely for asylum, there will still be economic migrants. There will still be thousands of people who don't qualify for asylum, and they will still come. So that's not the solution, is it?
People flee for a vast variety of reasons. But if you look at the stats of the nationalities who are coming into the UK, Iraqis, Syrians, Eritreans, Sudanese, and most recently Afghans are in the top 5 nationalities. So that clearly shows that most people are fleeing for conflict. But if you ask them, they'll also say they're seeking a better life. They're seeking the opportunity to feed their children, for better education, and basically to earn their livelihoods. So recognizing that, we need to be creative about how we can open up these pathways. The UK is in need of more people from a labour migration point of view. But at the same time, in terms of international protection, it can open up more spaces. If you look at the figures this year, the numbers that have been claiming asylum have been at their lowest. The peak was in 2012. And so if you think about it in that context, there were far more people claiming asylum in the UK at that time. So, and the numbers of people that can seek protection in the UK can be increased. That doesn't have to be people coming illegally to the UK. We can increase our resettlement regime, which means taking those people that you rightly talk about who are living in refugee camps abroad and giving them accommodation in the UK. This is a durable and a fair solution.
Tauhid Pasha, very grateful for your time. Thank you very much.